which resort to choose for a family of 5.
And I just can't wait for the weekend.
This is episode 518 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast. Hello, everybody. I am Michelle, your trusty co-host of the UUOP, who has been MIA for quite a while, and I am sorry, but I'm back. And with me, I have Tracy.
Hello, everyone.
Lee.
Hello, everyone.
And Chris.
Oh, hey there.
Are you sure you're here,
guys.
Chris?
I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever.
This is the first time we've had all 4 of us together for about 6 weeks.
Wow.
I know.
Really?
We met up with Sam Naj yesterday from the Producers Club,
We
and even he
did.
asked, "What's going on with Michelle? I don't feel like I've heard her much on the show lately." And I went, "Well, we're just trying something new at the moment, so..."
What, not having Michelle on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey now. You know, summers are supposed to be not so busy,
Oh,
but my
Yeah.
summers are busier, I think.
tell us
So-
about it.
Crazy.
Yeah. But I went to Europe. I was kind
You
of in
did?
your neck of the woods.
Kinda.
You did?
Kind of.
Didn't
I
pop
was
in
in
for tea and
London for
biscuits?
a few hours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, she messaged me.
Oh, so close. Yeah. Just the opposite
So
end of the
close.
country.
I was very upset by the lack of bathrooms. I'm like, do English people not pee?
No?
No, they charge you
older?
for it as well.
Because in America, there's literally a bathroom like every 10 steps. And we had to go so bad, and we couldn't find a dang bathroom anywhere in that airport.
That's normal. Oh, in the
Course.
airport?
in the
That's
airport.
strange.
I was going to say, if you're
That's
outside, we are a very small country and we don't have space for all of these bathrooms. But not in the airport. I'm quite surprised.
No, we had to walk so far.
That's
find
strange
a
in the
bathroom.
airport.
Hmm?
Heathrow? Which Heathrow?
Which Heathrow? There's only one Heathrow.
Heathrow.
Yeah,
It's
Gatwick.
Gatwick, Stansted.
it was Heathrow. But
Heathrow.
I
I've
really
never
did
been.
enjoy the Harry Potter store.
Yes, I saw your haul.
I did. And then I had to carry it. So I bought 4 house wands that I'd never seen before. And they weren't interactive, which made them cheaper. So I was like, yes,
Mhm.
please. But then I had to haul them around with me around Europe for 2 weeks. So
Well, yes.
Small price to pay.
So if you'd have stayed on site, they'd have shipped your packages to your hotel for you to collect.
I know, I'm so used to that, but they wouldn't do it for me.
Damn it.
Anyway, all right, guys. Well, let's jump right in. And starting things off, we, as usual, have a little things from Seth.
This is Seth Kabursky, author of The Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando, and I'm kicking off the month of August with a long list of little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort. And first of all, we recently got the big announcement about the after-hours seasonal event that I'm sure you've all been dying to hear. Yes, Rock the Universe, the Christian concerts, will be back January 27th through 29th of 2023. No, in all seriousness, Rock the Universe is back, but I'm sure the announcement everyone was really waiting for was about Halloween Horror Nights, where, yes, the worst kept secret in theme parks, The Weeknd will be making an appearance in the form of an after-hours haunted house. In addition, we've got lots of new Halloween Horror Nights 31 construction going on inside the park right now, with sets on Hollywood for a Nettlewoods Cemetery scare zone, construction taking over the exit of Fast and the Furious, and a scare zone stage being erected in the New York area, all within the last couple weeks. Of course, we've also got pricing and sales for various Halloween Horror Nights tickets, with Rush of Fear and Frequent Fear passes ranging from $129 all the way up to $325. Note that the Scream Early tickets, which allow folks without a regular day ticket to use the Stay in Scream zones for an extra $35, went up $5 this year. And while the Character Dining is returning, it's not going to be in the Monsters Cafe, which recently had its last bit of marquee ripped off, but instead will be located in the Louis Pizza restaurant in New York. If you're really excited to get in on Halloween Horror Nights, right now at the gift shop at the front of the park, you can pay $129 to have a portrait made of you, which will be added to the Halloween Horror Nights tribute store. We're not exactly sure when the current summer tribute store will be shutting down.
We do.
But if you want to pick up retro Jaws or E.T. merchandise, you want to visit that location sooner rather than later. And of course, the other big little news is that as of the time of my recording, everyone is camping out outside of the Mummy, hoping that the attraction is going to reopen after its lengthy refurbishment. Most likely by the time you listen to this, the Mummy will be reopened, and you can celebrate that reopening if you're a Universal Orlando annual pass holder by picking up the new free magnets that are available. As always, the best place to get that is at the Toon Lagoon gift shop instead of the UOAP lounge in the studios. Also in Universal Studios Florida, the party zones that accompanied the now canceled Superstar Parade are going to continue, it looks like, until the end of August. But the daily outdoor dance parties with Dora the Explorer and the Secret Life of Pets gang look like they will be disappearing by early September. And finally, some happenings over at Music Plaza. The AstroTurf lawn in front of the stage was temporarily transformed into a football field for a Florida Cup soccer event. And I hear tell that the Kanye West song Harder Faster has been removed from Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. Okay, now let's hop on over to Islands of Adventure, where I am finally declaring the virtual line test system dead. The website vltest.universalorlando.com had been used for a while to distribute virtual line reservations for Hagrid's, but it has not been used throughout this entire peak month of July, and in recent weeks the website has stopped responding altogether. I've gone ahead and removed references to the VL Test website from my unofficial guides, which probably means that they will resurrect it real soon. Elsewhere in IOA, we have some construction going on along the Marvel waterfront that is constricting access to the smoking area and patio behind Captain America's Diner. But if you follow the signage, both are still accessible around the walls. And I noted two changes in Lost Continent. The Griffin at the end of the wooden bridge entering the area is getting a little much-needed tender loving care. And the Hula Shop near the Mystic Fountain is now being transformed into a Halloween shop. Similar decor, but a less tropical vibe. Next, I hope you're hungry because I've got some dining news. Magical Dining Month is happening in Orlando from August 26th through October 2nd, and there are a number of participating restaurants at Universal's hotels, including Mama Della's and Amatista Cookhouse, where you can get a complete dinner for just $40. It's a great deal and a good way to sample the fancier restaurants at Universal's on-site resorts. Not quite as fancy is the pizza restaurant in Kid Zone, which was closed for quite a while but has reopened. Unfortunately, they are no longer serving their popular pizza fries. And over in Islands of Adventure, Comic Strip Cafe had also been temporarily closed. They're back open again. They've got some really mediocre burgers and pizza and some pretty decent Asian noodle and rice bowls. The arepas are still gone, but you can get yucca fries. And my friends at the UO Food blog let me know that there is a new raspberry coffee cake being served at the Croissant Moon Bakery near the front of Islands of Adventure. Unfortunately, that location closes around 4 p.m. And is often done from the day, just when I arrive to take advantage of my Premier Annual Pass Express. All right, we're going to wrap up this week with a couple of interesting legal and financial notes. First, the Universal Orlando Resort specifically and the Universal theme parks in general reported an record high earnings before taxes, interest, and depreciation of assets for the second quarter of this year, which means that the crowds are back and they are spending lots of money. That's the good news for Universal. The bad news is that the lawsuit against them from Dynamic Motion Rides over the ride system for the Jimmy Fallon attraction is going forward. Universal had tried to get it thrown out of court, but it looks like the judge is letting them proceed. There's a whole tangled history of how Universal contracted this company to build the simulator for the Jimmy Fallon ride and then basically kicked them out and brought someone in to finish it, and lots of disagreement about who is to blame and who should pay. So it will be interesting to see that going forward in the courts. And finally, in some sad and slightly scary news, there was a garage lockdown of City Walk on the 23rd this month, fighting among underage patrons. There was no serious injury or death, but it is a reminder to keep your wits about you when attending the theme parks, and please be safe out there. All right, that's going to do it for this time. I'll be back in a couple more weeks. Until then, you can find me at the UG Series on Twitter or at the Unofficial Guides on Instagram and Facebook. And you can purchase my book, The Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando, at theunofficialguides.com. Until next time, I'm Seth Kaburski, and I'm keeping an eye on all those little things for you.
Wow.
That was a lot.
There was a hell of a lot
of things.
A lot of
Yeah.
things.
So I want to jump in, and he mentioned about the tribute store. We didn't know when it's closing. Well, as of today, it seems to be doing the rounds on Facebook and stuff that it will be closing on August 7th.
Yeah.
Which is Friday, I do believe. No, Sunday. Sorry. So, yeah, we want to get to see it. But the rumour going around is that, judging by a lot of the newspaper items that are in that tribute store, that the Horror Nights tribute store might be a dilapidated version of that movie theatre. Which would be
amazing.
Awesome.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Just leave the same merch in there
Yes,
and
please.
add to it.
Yes, please.
No, I don't think they'll do that.
I wanted to. Oh.
Let's make it like the upside down version.
Yeah. We're getting into that time of year where a lot of our listeners get annoyed at us because it's like with 4 weeks on Friday till Horror Night starts, I'm getting incredibly
Look,
excited.
we're going to
now.
be there this time. I don't care. I'm excited. Listen to me.
Oh, yeah, you'll be there.
4 weeks, right? We've still got 6 house announcements, all the scare zones, both shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Pretty crazy.
It's mental is what it is.
Yeah.
And they just released the full ticket lineup.
Yes.
Like, just released that. What the heck?
We got our Rush of Fear tickets last Tuesday, Wednesday or something last week. And for anyone in the UK, I don't know whether it's the same now, but I had trouble purchasing them over the website. It just kept throwing back, oops, there's been a problem. I ended up having to ring up. And there is a free phone number if you're ringing from the UK. They might have sorted it by now, I don't know. But when I was doing it, I was trying constantly. And I ended up having to ring up. And the girl I spoke to was Steffi. She was absolutely brilliant. We talked far too much Universal and not enough Halloween Horror Nights. You know, when you're on the phone trying to book tickets and you just end up talking about stuff. I'm trying to find
talking never.
this is why I don't like ringing places up, because I end up talking about way too much. I'm trying to find it now. The number from the UK is 0800 092 7889 if you need it as a free phone number, so that was handy.
What's even better is when you call Disney and end up talking way too much about Universal.
I mean, that's good.
Yes.
No, I'll go with that.
That happens to me quite often.
So double checking as of now, I've just checked on Instagram a few places that would normally be reporting it. The Mummy still has not opened.
It's imminent though, isn't it? It's any
It
minute.
is.
Yeah, they were TM testing
I was
over the
going to say
weekend
there'd
and
be
stuff.
TM
and
testing, so
We were chomping at the bit for that to open when we were there.
yeah.
So close.
It
but
doesn't look like much has changed from, at least like from people have taken pictures and stuff of the videos outside, that Brendan Fraser still seems to be playing on those TVs at the front. So it'll be interesting to see whether it has actually changed or not.
yeah.
I am perfectly fine with that.
That could be just because they know people will be sticking cameras over and
I mean, they
taking
could be.
video. You know,
They just might not have changed the video on it yet.
it might just be a way of keeping everybody happy.
Who knows?
But it's not. It's just going to the Brendan Fraser fans off even more when it opens and it has completely changed. But we saw pictures of the video in the queue line.
Psych.
Exactly.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing Scare Actor Dining while you're here?
No. To be fair,
Apparently we're not.
well, it would cost us. It's $55 this
I
year
can eat
with
$55
tax.
worth of food.
So you're talking about it costing us $220 for the 4 of us.
You three don't have to come.
So I don't really want to.
See you all the time anyway.
Louis doesn't feel like a decent spot to do. I mean,
I was
never
going to say
been
that.
in.
It's kind of weird not having the Monsters Cafe there.
Well, over on Rush of Fear, we just chatted about this, of course, and we chatted about, is it going to be Louis' food, or are they going to set up, because Louis isn't set up like a buffet, but it is going to be a dinner buffet. So
interesting.
are they going to do Louis' food, or are they going to set up a separate buffet just for character dining, and then when that's over, clear out the buffet and then serve pizza and pasta like they do the rest of the night?
So here's a question. During Halloween Horror Nights, is Monsters Cafe normally open during the day?
It was never open anywhere.
And I think that's the thing. Whereas
Yeah,
Louis,
it was open during the day.
yeah,
was it?
It was, yeah, it was open.
but
They didn't have to do a whole lot of changing of operations at Monsters Cafe because Monsters Cafe is a buffet already.
See, for Louis, I mean, it's not ideal, but
where else
technically
would
they
you?
can just remove those glass.
And that's the
The
issue.
size.
Where else would you
You've
put
got all that
it?
space.
There is nowhere else. They're not going to
There
take
is
over
nowhere else.
Finnegan's. Lombards, possibly. I suppose they could do Lombards.
Fast Food Boulevard.
No, because they want Fast Food
They
Boulevard
sell too
open.
much, yeah.
Yeah. And to be honest, Fast Food Boulevard is too small. It's quite cramped.
It is, and it's a great place to grab something to eat when you're at Horror Nights anyway, so they won't want to close that. It's always busy.
Well, and another thing that we talked about with Maddie and Kenneth is the location of Louis itself is prime for getting that early 5 o'clock seating
Yes.
for scare actor dining, because then you'll be in the park early. You don't have to go over to a holding zone. You kind of get if they do it like they did in the past, they kind of like make you just stand outside the restaurant and wait for the official opening. But right there next to Louis, next to where the New York bathrooms are, that's where a ton of scare actors come out for that scare zone.
Okay.
So you'll be sitting there and be able to see all those scare actors coming out, which would be awesome. You'll be right in the middle of a scare zone
Yeah.
when you step out of the restaurant, and you can go right next to some of the best houses next door
Yeah.
and hop into line.
Yeah.
So location wise, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, because you think where Monsters Cafe was, it was kind of on the cusp of like that entrance scare zone and the New York scare zone, whereas, like as you say, this one's slap bang
Yeah.
in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest thing with this, and I posted in our group chat, made me think it's like, if they're bringing back scare actor dining, then the chances of the Grinch breakfast being back for the
Absolutely.
holidays is
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Yes,
Do not get my hopes up.
If they
I
do-
don't see why they wouldn't.
No, I don't. Because did they do it last year, the Grinch breakfast?
No,
No.
They didn't do it at all. I seem to remember them doing like a limited
they haven't done
version
it
of
since 2019.
Okay. Yeah, this to me suggests that this will be the tester for it coming back.
Let's hope so. Otherwise,
don't know
we're going to
why-
go back.
Why they would have any problems? Character dining's been going at Disney for
Yeah.
over a year.
Especially considering how more cautious Disney have been over everything as well. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say staffing issues, if anything, but
Yeah,
they'd
that's
probably
true.
just redirect people.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's having staffing issues, so.
Yeah.
Kanye being removed. I didn't even know Kanye was an option, so there you
Yeah, it's on the dance section. It's the one that Daft Punk sampled.
go. I have no knowledge. Oh, is that what it is? Because
Yeah.
I have no knowledge of any of his music.
Yeah, it's that one. So you know the Daft Punk version.
Yeah, I like that. That's great.
Yeah.
However,
I'm so bummed because it's my favorite song on that ride.
I don't know if that's sarcastic or not.
No, I don't think it was.
well, you know what that
'Cause
means.
I actually like Kanye, so I'm really curious.
You know what that means. We're going to have to take her a number of times to find a new favorite song.
Who's speaking, Chris? Do I like the ride? Do I know any song?
Wow,
that's
I
on
didn't
that
even think
ride?
about that,
No.
to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was Tracy was the one that
You got
commented.
me.
Yeah.
That's good.
But speaking to a few people, and hi Grace. Sorry, we've been another
Oh, there's a bloody
fellow K-popper.
spin-off group
There's
coming.
a spin-off group coming, people. If you are into K-pop, give me a holler. Anyway, yeah, I've been talking to a number of people, and we actually think that we should have some sort of, what they call it? Petition. Because K-pop's massive. We want a K-pop section. So get on it, Universal.
They could do with changing it, to be fair, at this point.
Yeah, I'll
needs
sign that
freshen up.
petition just to have that entire list revamped.
Although you'd see all of us K-poppers crying because we can't choose.
So the question is,
Just play all of them at once.
Yeah.
is there a reason why it's been removed? Has he been up to no good?
I'm not as I'm
No,
aware,
that
but he
has
has
to
got an
be-
ego.
that has to be a music contract thing because they took off not with Kanye, I think specifically with Daft Punk, because they also took off the Daft Punk song.
Did they?
It's probably licensing then.
Yep.
Which
they
Daft
took
Punk
off.
song was on there?
No, actually, I think it is Stronger or Faster, Stronger, Harder. The song that Kanye sampled to make his song is also on the ride, and they took both those songs away.
So
Okay,
it's got to be a
that's
licensing
something to
issue
do with
then.
that song then, isn't it? That's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah, Stronger by Daft Punk, you're right, yeah. That's weird, isn't it? That's why they added in Blink-182.
Oh, okay.
Possibly.
Seems
Blink.
likely.
I tell you what, if that lawsuit goes through and they end up taking Jimmy Fallon out, I'll be quite disappointed. I love that ride.
Crazy.
Would they have to take it out? They wouldn't take it out. They would just have to pay a bunch of money.
Is that what it would be?
Yeah.
And,
I think it's way more cost effective that way.
and you know what? After record high earnings, it's okay. They can afford it.
The thing is,
Right?
when was the last time you heard Universal give out their earnings and they said they lost money?
Yeah.
Like, never. In all the years we've been covering this, and no, I don't even think during, maybe during the first year of the pandemic.
I don't even think they lost money then. I mean, it was lower, but they didn't lose money.
That's
it's
crazy.
Probably, yeah, but just shows you how well they've done coming out of that pandemic.
Yeah.
They just need to get the staff in place now so they can actually deal with the crowds that are coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I need to just skip back because I'm sorry, but raspberry coffee cake. Raspberry coffee cake
That's like two of
people.
your favourite things, isn't it?
It's like, hello, matcha cream tea puff. What? You can keep it. Don't bother bringing it back. So this could be my new obsession. Because you know what I'm like? I get one thing and that's my obsession.
I love Croissant
This
Moon
could be-
Bakery. I think you've only ever been in it twice.
I think I've been twice, yeah. So that's going to be my breakfast every day, whether I'm in that park or not.
Nice.
She'll be sending me and the kids will be the runners. Go ahead and grab me some cake and then come back and meet me.
And remember, I have 2 hands.
I know.
Yeah, just get a baker's dozen.
Yeah.
just the whole cake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just give me the tray.
Not the slice, just give me the whole thing.
I'll take one, please.
It does sound nice. I'm not a massive fan of coffee cake, but I think raspberry coffee
Well,
cake
the
would
raspberry's
go.
so tart, it'll really cut the coffee. And it's like, yeah. So I need to try that. Yeah.
Do you guys like ramen?
Do I like ramen? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
I figured you
noodles?
did. So we ate at Comic Strip Cafe
Okay.
when we were there a couple of weeks ago, and Audrey and Chris's friend Lucy had the ramen. It was bulgogi ramen, but they also had a different one
Interesting.
too. They had tofu and they had something else, or pork.
Tonkotsu. I was going to say
Some kind of pork something.
Yeah.
They loved it.
Yeah. I've not heard anybody say anything bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Audrey said that is by far the best fast food theme park food that she's ever had.
Food in general, not just
shit,
like
fast-
Asian stuff.
Theme park food. No, theme park food in general.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Loved it.
And you can get ramen wrong because if you overcook those noodles, they're just soggy pap.
It's weird because I don't even think we've ever been in Comic Strip
I
Cafe.
have. I've looked and then gone, yeah, no. Went in with Jade.
It's such a...
We just wanted something a little bit different.
Yes.
Chris and I wanted burgers, so we could get that anywhere. But that offered burgers. I mean, it had a pretty wide variety of stuff. So we tried it out. I wasn't super impressed with the restaurant itself. It needs major updating and operational overhaul. But the food was amazing.
I think that just
this
goes
is
for...
on my list.
I think that just goes for that whole land in general, let's be honest.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. But that restaurant itself is I mean, comic strips aside, it was still very worn down, but food was great. So definitely, Tracy, give it a try.
Good,
Definitely will.
I know you were anyway,
Oh,
weren't you? You wanted to,
'cause
but
also the rice bowls as well look good.
getting a thumbs up for sure, yeah.
Especially with the being pork tonkotsu because, that's my favourite.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Shall we move along?
Yeah. Well, another thing that was brought to our attention by our good friend Kelly was via Universal Orlando Vegans on Instagram. And that is that anyone can now request butterbeer without the foam. Meaning, if you're lactose intolerant, you too can get diabetes.
Oh, gosh.
Now, I have a question. Now, I am mildly lactose intolerant. But can I just get the foam? Because I'd take the risk because I don't actually like the butterbeer, but I like the foam.
Yeah, if you were with someone who's lactose intolerant and say, I don't want the foam, can I have their foam?
No, but I'm just saying, can I just have the foam? I'll take the risk. I'll take the hit with
I think
pizza.
someone should test that out.
Can I just have a cup of foam, please?
Yeah, I think you've asked.
I mean, if you can separate it now, why not?
Probably now you possibly could. Anybody listening, if you're there, we need to find out.
So what was the reason
I don't
before?
think they'll do it.
What about not separating it? It was a J.K. Rowling thing.
Oh,
she was
okay.
like, that is butterbeer. It comes with the foam. That's how it is served.
Yeah.
Inclusivity.
It's just like
got to love
the
it.
butterbeer ice cream, the soft serve. You can't put anything on it.
Yeah.
Watch
Yeah.
me.
It's funny
Give
because
me
you
the two
weren't...
separate things and I'll combine them
Oh,
myself.
that's what I did when I was there, and she got mad. But
Yeah, you weren't on that episode when we had Kelly on to kind of talk about the food, and it ended up becoming kind of about dietary restrictions and stuff. And she's just been Kelly. She's posted the thing about the Producers Club today because she is massively lactose intolerant, like to the point of hospitalization potential.
That's serious.
And she went this weekend, and from the quick read of her Facebook post, her Producer Club post, she had a fantastic time, and she said Big Fire was amazing as far as
I really want to go back there.
inclusivity for like allergies and stuff. I just need to read the rest of it, but yes,
Really want to
it's
go
good.
back there.
It's good to see that they're really getting on top of knowing that there are people out there with restrictions and stuff, not just vegetarians and vegans, but
No.
that type of thing. And this is a huge step forward because, like, if anybody who's has a dairy intolerance could never have butterbeer, and now you can and decide whether you like it or not.
Exactly.
Not the
Nice.
hot though. You could only have the regular and the frozen.
But it's more than they could have before.
That's true.
So, and you know me, this makes me happy because I'm all about inclusivity. So, good. And if you try, if you try it without, see if you had it with, and you've just taken that hit, and then you try it without, let us know if it does make a difference. If it makes that much of
It
a
does.
difference.
I'll tell you now, it does.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're basically going to be just drinking cream soda
Yeah.
at this point.
No, cream
Watered
soda.
down stuff as well.
Cream
that regular
soda's
stuff's
nice.
nasty.
This isn't.
I still like the frozen
like
stuff, but the
it.
regular's horrible, and they've watered it down over the years, especially for the price. It's like $9 now or something. It's ridiculous.
Shh.
Wowzers.
Yep.
Tracy,
Yes.
you got some birthdays for us?
I do. Got a
Considering,
nice
as of recording, today is the first day of this year's Producers Club as well. So
Of course, it is.
Happy Producers Club Day.
Aw.
We are going to kick this off on August the 6th. So that's Saturday. It's Saturday. I had to think about when my own daughter's birthday was there. Work backwards. And on the 6th of August, it is the lovely, the inimitable, I had to concentrate on saying that, Rich Cotter's birthday. Happy birthday, Rich.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And then on August the 9th, it is, I do like this guy. It is the lovely, the fantastic Gabe Montoya's birthday. Happy birthday, Gabe.
happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, Gabe.
Happy birthday.
It's just all our friends, this, isn't it, really?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I've realised I'm like setting myself up because everybody's going, well, what are you going to say about me? On August the 10th, it is God's Pocket herself.
Our RIP to a buddy.
Oh, yes, it is. I adore this girl. She is just fantastic and beautiful. I hope she has a wonderful birthday. Happy birthday, Gillian Dunn.
Happy birthday, Julian.
Happy birthday.
Feliz cumpleaños, Jillian.
And August the 11th, somebody else I absolutely adore and can't wait to see. Not just because of the baby. And I
I
wanna
just
see
need to
it,
tell them off that you picked the worst
I know.
time to go on a cruise, by the way.
I
you two.
know. But if he hasn't guessed already, it is the gorgeous, the best hugger. Sorry, everybody else. It's the lovely Andy DiGenova's birthday. Happy birthday, Andy.
Happy birthday, Andy.
Happy birthday, Andy.
Happy birthday,
Says
Andy.
Happy bat day.
Happy birthday. Batty birthday. Oh, that was bad even for me.
Just got that one.
Yeah. And following that on the 12th, we have the lovely, the gorgeous, the very sweet Chloe O'Shea's birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Chloe.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Chloe.
Chloe's a funny story because when I sent out renewal reminders for the Producers Club, she's like, oh, I'm sorry, things are a bit tight this year. I'm not going to be able to join. She lives in Australia. And I was like, okay, well, the door's always open. You can always come back. 3 days later, I get, am I too late? Like, no, you're not. Come on in.
We had a chuckle at that. And then August the 13th, fantastic day, my favourite number. It's inexpensive. It's like,
Their month's just as bad as ours,
yeah,
isn't it?
it's really bad. She's gorgeous. She's sassy. She just matches me on a mental, stupid capacity type thing. It is the amazing Holly Carter's birthday. Happy birthday, Holly!
Happy birthday, Holly!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Holly.
And last but by no means least, this is the unforgettable, the fantastic, and another of my favourite people. It is Steve Milson Payne's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Steve!
Happy birthday.
Happy
I
birthday.
think Steve's
And
been with
that's-
us right from the beginning.
He has. That's also August the 15th. I forgot that bit.
Yes.
So happy birthday, everybody. I hope there's lots of cake, lots of presents, lots of singing, and not so many bumps. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ooh. Tired now.
Happy birthday. And go on, I'll do it. On Thursday,
Oh, yeah.
you didn't need to swear, dear. I'd like to wish my wife a happy 22nd wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary, dear.
Yes, happy anniversary.
Aw.
Sorry, it slipped my mind for a
Aw.
minute.
It's also our
Happy
kids'
anniversary,
birthdays.
guys.
It's our
Thank
kids'
you.
birthdays this week as well.
Yeah, that's why I'm forgetting because I'm too busy dealing with Jade's 18th.
It's Raymond's on tomorrow.
It's her 18th.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
And then Jade's 18.
Holy cow.
Yeah, Raymond tomorrow, Jade a week today. A week today.
I'll pull a
She's
curtain
18.
back because it's not going out for a few weeks, but you two will get the pleasure of her company in about half an hour.
Oh.
We'll see if she gets all
Awesome.
nervous or not.
She's probably upstairs.
Oh,
herself.
she will be, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's hurry up and get to it then.
yes.
So, moving right along, Chris,
Yes,
you have a letter you can read for
just
us?
quickly, I have had this in the bank for about 2 months, but knowing that Michelle would be the one that could probably cast the best response to this,
Held
I've
it.
had to hold it off and off and off until you come back.
Oops. Sorry, Louise.
Yeah. So this is from Louise Holt. And she goes, "Hi, Lee, Tracy, Chris, and Michelle. Wondered if you can help me with some advice. Booking a split Disney Universal stay for 2023. We're doing a few nights Hard Rock club level,
Nice.
but then want to move somewhere cheaper for a few nights. Would you choose Cabana Bay or Dockside Surfside? My concern is there are 5 of us, 2 adults plus a 16-year-old, 14-year-old, and a 12-year-old. The family rooms at Cabana Bay look quite cramped. Would we be better in a 2-bedroom at Dockside? Would really love your advice."
It's interesting because with the Cabana Bay, the room we had had the 2 beds and a pull-out.
So apparently we were in a family room, even though I still don't feel like the rooms that they said.
So
Well, it's a close
I would
family is
say-
all I'll say.
I would pick Cabana just because I love Cabana over the other ones, but Surfside, Dockside are going to be your better bets because
yeah.
they actually have a separated room. So you can get like 3 queens and 1 is in a separate room.
Yeah.
Michelle, you've stayed in a family room at Dockside. Where would that 5th person sleep?
Share a bed, maybe.
The 5th person sleep?
Because you've got 2 adults. So as far as you've got 2 beds, haven't you?
3
So-
beds.
3 beds.
You've got the bedroom.
No, you've got the main bedroom for the adults. So there's
Yeah.
your 2 adults, and then you've got 3 kids, but only 2 beds.
But they sleep 4.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
can't kids share a bed?
Yeah,
At
they're
16,
queen-size
14,
beds.
and 12, you try and get those kids to share a bed at that age.
I'm an adult and I have to share a bed sometimes with my 22-year-old. So, yeah.
For an entire week.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just
Wait,
did it
you
in
want them to
Disney.
have
I did
their
it
own
in
bed? I have to sleep with
Disneyland
Alexa,
and I did
so
it at
it's
Universal.
to be fair, Chris,
Picks up your phone,
you don't,
messages Alexa.
you don't
She
have
has to sleep with me.
No, I was just going to say you don't have to sleep with her, but usually that's how marriage works, mate. I just
Yeah,
thought I'd
so
break
why are you
that.
worried about these kids having their own bed? I got to share one.
The only
I mean, so look at this. They're doing a Hard Rock Club level.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a regular room. So they only have 2 beds in that.
they must have a pull
Let's
out.
have a
though.
rollout then.
Yeah, so they probably have a rollout. So 2 kids are going to share a bed there
Yep.
as well.
True. Yeah.
So to answer the question between Cabana Bay and Dockside, having done both, I would go for Dockside or Surfside for the family suite there, just because the prices are comparable. I like the amenities at Cabana Bay better. However, with that many people, I do think I would prefer the extra room that you would get by being over at Dockside. Those beds felt bigger. I don't know. I don't know if Cabana Bay technically is queen beds. They sure don't feel like queen beds, even though they say they are.
I don't
Yeah.
remember it.
No, they are queens though.
Yeah,
But they do
felt,
feel like petite queens.
They do. They feel more like full to me. But Dockside just definitely had more room to spread out.
Yeah,
So-
I think like we've
Definitely
only
bigger.
Yeah, we haven't stayed at Dockside. Obviously, we are this year, but we stayed in a family suite at Cabana, and I think with 5 people in there, it would feel.
Well, both have only got one bathroom, but both have also got a kitchenette. So you've got that sink for brushing teeth.
I tell you what I found in Cabana Bay, and I don't know whether this is the same for most of the family rooms, is because we were in an exterior entry room, there wasn't a window. So from what I can gather, the family rooms at Dockside all have a window.
There was a
hang on.
window.
There was a
No, there's a
window, the curtains
window
were closed.
in the living room. In the bedroom, there isn't. So
Oh,
at least
right.
if you
Because
look
somebody's
at
backing onto us.
Dockside and the family suites, both rooms, the room with the two 2 beds in for the kids, and then the
The
mum and
bedroom.
dad's room as well, also have a window, so it feels more spacious because you've got natural light in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas
Yeah.
our room at Cabana Bay
It was dark.
felt quite cramped because there was no natural light in that room.
Well,
and we had light didn't work.
just to add to that, I mean, I think the rooms over at Dockside Surfside have more square footage
They do.
altogether, just
Okay.
because we stayed there one time in a family suite, just me and Alexa. It was super cheap, and we're just like, whatever. But there's actually like walking room in the kitchen area or
Right.
dining room area,
There's
whatever
a
you
full
want to call it.
table.
Yeah.
There's a
full
in there,
table.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the Cabana Bay ones, it almost feels like just a hallway that you're just walking from one side of the room over to the other. So
Okay.
from like a comfort level, definitely Dockside Surfside, especially if you care for your children's, sleep comfort. It's a lot better to sleep on a bed than a
Then
pull-out
a pull-out
sofa.
sofa.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, it's
So-
not like you're needing to consider like proximity to the parks because they're both.
Oh,
I mean, yes, you can walk.
You have to take a bus for both.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's irrelevant unless you
That's
want to
true.
walk from Cabana Bay, which you can. It's still 15 minutes, but it's not the difference between, say, Cabana and Sapphire Falls, where
Yeah.
one's on the water taxi and one isn't.
Correct.
yeah.
The getting to the parks thing is exactly the same, so there's no benefit there.
The other thing
Correct.
too, just a pro tip would be switch this around.
That's what I was going to say
Stay
too.
at Dockside Surfside first.
Yeah.
Don't set yourself up for disappointment.
Yes. Well,
That's what I was going to say too.
this is exactly why we're doing what we're
Yeah.
doing in November. Is starting with Cabana Bay, then going to
Working our way
Sapphire,
up.
then going to Portofino, because there's no way you want to stay at the lesser one at the end.
Right.
Absolutely.
So we're seeing Dockside or Surfside.
Seems that way.
Yes. I
Yeah.
think that would be better for their situation.
So just a quick discussion, and Michelle, Chris, you might as well, because we can't. If there was a question over Dockside or Surfside, is there anything advice you could give them of which one of those would be better for them?
The only thing that's really different is the theming.
Yeah, they're identical.
One's closer to, like Sam stayed at Dockside. Now, isn't one slightly bigger or closer to the? I'm sure he said one's closer to like things on iDrive, whereas the other one isn't. So if you wanted to go onto
Yeah, I can't remember
iDrive,
which one
I think
it is, though.
Surfside's closer to. Is Surfside on the sort of main iDrive side, Dockside on the cross Universal Boulevard? Is that right?
You're right now.
All I care
don't
about is being able to
remember.
go to IHOP.
I'm
My
sure
God.
I don't really go to iDrive at all when I go
because
on
there's
vacation.
that.
Yeah.
There's Universal Boulevard that splits the two, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm sure Surfside's on the like the sort of restauranty side, and Dockside's on the other side.
Yeah.
So if you were looking to venture off to go and eat at some cheaper restaurants, then potentially you'd be better off with Surfside. But is Dockside bigger than Surfside, or is it the other way around?
I don't remember.
I
I
think-
thought they were the same size.
I
No?
think
Yeah.
one's bigger than the other.
I think Dockside is bigger than Surfside. Dockside has 2 pools.
Yeah, well, that would make sense then, wouldn't it? Okay.
Which opened first?
Surfside, I think. Yeah, Surfside.
Because wasn't that the smaller of the two?
I can't remember. Because I know when we were
Looks
supposed
like
to...
Dockside is closer to iDrive.
Oh, well, I don't know. Ignore everything I've just said then. Because apparently
Well,
I don't know.
I'm looking at a map, but like it's only showing one of the things. I could be actually doesn't show the other one here. Either way, it's just crossing the street. It's
Yeah,
not that
they're
much further. It's literally right there.
one property. Like
Yeah.
it's all together.
So there's no benefit over the two. And I assume they're both priced the same.
And sometimes it depends on what's available. Sometimes one's cheaper than the other.
Okay,
So I usually just quote out whichever one's the cheaper at the time.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And also just want to add that they're fantastic hotels if you've never stayed.
And you can hop between the two
I
as
know
well.
Yeah.
Huh?
You can hop between the two for the amenities. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can hop between all of the
yeah.
Universal.
Yeah. You can even go to Portofino, say hi to Michelle.
You can also
missed
email me.
Yeah.
You can also email me, Louise, if you would like more help. Like the whole Hard Rock thing going last works unless it's the weekend. So you definitely want those express passes over the weekend.
Yes.
If you have a choice. Anyway, there's lots of little factors like that could go into play with making a split stay beneficial in many different ways. So
That's a good point.
feel free to reach out to me.
And just because she's obviously not going to mention it, that email address is michelle@portkeyvacations.net.
That's me.
Jesus, I'm better at this than you are.
She probably forgot the email address.
I don't want to be like crazy travel agent-y all the time and always plug in my information.
You
I
haven't.
figured there's a commercial at some point.
Well, there hasn't been one for the last.
Okay, so that's the commercial.
Yeah.
It's just Lee giving your email address.
Thanks.
Oh, do you know you've got to do that? Some sort of skit on that. That'd
So
be
you haven't been
hilarious.
saying anything about my agency at all when I'm not here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course we have.
No, you haven't. Terrible.
I don't even listen, to be fair.
If it's not there, and I'm not going to say it because it doesn't really come up. Look, Michelle, I have had so
You've
many.
subtle mentioned
Maddie
it
and
before on
Kenneth
certain things.
do. Maddie and Kenneth do.
Oh, well, bully for them. Why don't you go and stuff on their podcast then? Don't forget, it's not called the Russia-Fia Network, by the way.
Oh,
Just remember who your
Lordy.
boss is.
Oh,
So
who the
Chris.
boss is. Okay.
You better go to HR,
Heard.
Michelle.
Heard.
Tracy's HR.
no. I've resigned.
We'll see how much longer it takes for that sponsorship check to come in the mail.
Yeah.
All right. Tracy,
Yes.
looks like we got some fun news.
Have we?
Do we? You've got a
Or
different,
this
different
news
script
to me. I
then.
haven't seen this.
Oh,
See,
it's
Oh, yeah, she hasn't been on it.
It's time for a bow pick a bow bow. And
That's
this
hilarious.
and this week we have no clips.
Come on, guys.
Come on, people, go eat, get involved. Otherwise, I'm going to be the next one that's on here. I'm not there for another 5 weeks.
I'm going to be telling the Coopers to go
Oh.
back out there and do it again.
Yeah, come on, people, get out there.
or Tracy, just do like a bunch of them when you're out there. and
I-
just spread
I-
it
oh,
out
we
over.
are going
I
to.
will be anywhere, and I am sending them in. So yes, get involved, people. Go to Bend the Bow. Try the bows. Record yourself. Tell us your rating of any of the bows you've tried. 1 being ooh, 2, 5 being
Oh, hell yeah.
and then send that to us at podcast@uopodcast.com.
It creases Chris up every time.
I know, or via the socials, but via the email address is preferable because it's easier to.
You don't do it by
Pull
the
out.
socials. I need to take
You need
that
to
out
take that out,
because
but yes.
sending voicemail messages that way is not easy.
Yes. Plus, also, people, I need to know
Which ones to try?
well which one, what order to
I mean,
try them
return,
in because I'm very excited
Which one's
about
the
these.
repeat try?
Yeah, as long as I don't repeat
So-
on me.
So I wasn't here when this was announced. Who
Ah.
came up with the name Bow Pick a Bow Bow?
Tracy, ages ago.
It's the only thing I'm good for.
First I've heard of it, and it's amazing.
Michelle,
Good job,
this was
Tracy.
like a discussion a year ago.
Look, no, Chris. Like, hang on. Let's just throw Michelle entirely under the bus. Michelle has just proved that she does not listen to the show when she is not on it.
I'm saying nothing because I don't
Yeah,
listen.
hold on, she was in the group chat while we were talking
I know.
about it.
I don't
But-
remember this.
It doesn't matter whether you remember it or not. Not out of sight, out of mind. Not on the podcast. Not going to listen. Don't know anything that's gone on over the last 6 weeks.
Glad you came back,
And that's
Michelle.
why Lee doesn't
Hey.
mention Porky.
You know what? I barely know my own name right now. Okay, so
It's Michelle at portkeyvacations.net.
just give me a little bit of space, okay? Oh my gosh, I'm literally recording in a closet at my daughter's school.
Hang on, I
It
thought you
smells
came
of-
out the closet a long time ago.
I knew
I
you were
know.
gonna
So
say
listen,
that.
I'm put back in the closet at my daughter's school. I'm getting high because it smells like bleach in here. All because my daughter is out
That's not the
there
good
at the
kind of high.
gym trying out for volleyball. And after this, she has a scrimmage game for softball. So, yay. I'm doing what
You know
I
what?
can,
You better
guys.
talk to your boss, Lee, and ask for that raise because you're going way above and beyond right now.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll give you the 10% raise. What's 10% of 0? If she's the I'm not getting paid. No one else is.
Oh, no.
Anyway, can we talk about something much more exciting?
Yeah.
People, get your bloody
You know
bend
what,
the bows
guys?
in.
Lee actually loves me when we're not recording. You wouldn't believe it, but he really does love me.
I have to give you
I
some...
have all of the texts to prove it.
Pardon?
What's
You'll be
that,
getting me
that
into
syndrome?
trouble.
Syndrome when your captor, you fall in love with your captor. What is that?
Oh, Stockholm syndrome. Beauty and the
yeah,
Beast.
I think we're seeing that right now.
No, he's only mean to me in public. I
mean,
swear.
that's not true.
Well, sure he is.
He's like the opposite of a wife beater. He doesn't beat me in private. He beats me in public, and he's nice to me in private.
I tell you what, please do not listen to anything that's going on here, people. This is not true. I'm getting painted in a very bad light right now.
You forgot that you do
You're
the
getting
editing.
cancelled, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Can we talk about Halloween Horror Nights, please?
Okay. For the first time ever, multi-award-winning artist The Weeknd joins forces with Universal Studios' Halloween Horror Nights to inspire all-new, terrifying haunted houses based on his record-breaking After Hours album. Guests will spiral into the twisted mind of this mysterious artist to experience The Weeknd After Hours Nightmare. This fall, select tracks from the riveting album After Hours are being reimagined as a horror movie soundtrack for the outrageously haunting experience at Halloween Horror Nights. The dark undercurrent behind The Weeknd's enigmatic persona will permeate the all-new Halloween Horror Nights haunted houses on both coasts. With the eerie sounds of After Hours reverberating throughout the experience, guests will step into a surreal living nightmare filled with grotesque characters and themes inspired by The Weeknd's music and short films. As they're stalked by slashers, bandaged maniacs, gruesome toad-like creatures, and other unfathomable horrors from the mind of the artists, guests will be challenged to survive the night while trapped within the terrifying, unexpected world of The Weeknd After Hours Nightmare, a place that only exists in The Weeknd's vivid imagination and from which one may never escape.
I mean, it obviously exists at Halloween Horror Nights this year as well, so that's not true. That only exists in his mind. So,
Fact.
I was on the fence about this when it was rumoured.
Yeah.
And then that little video that they released kind of got me excited for it.
Have you watched any of his MVs since?
No.
Do it.
Okay.
Because I was familiar with the music, but I'd never watched the music videos. And I have now, and it's like, yeah, I see where this fits.
Okay.
So, but I was always quite open-minded about this anyway.
Yeah.
Chris,
it's
not
going
so
to be
much.
what Billie Eilish was going to be in there.
We're
honestly.
on the same wavelength today, Chris. I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah, and honestly, I like The Weeknd, so it's not that. It just doesn't really get me fired up. Alexa's super stoked for this house just because she loves The Weeknd, and this album in particular, she liked it a lot.
I mean, I like The Weeknd. Means I don't have to go to work.
I think the thing is with Billie Eilish, it was immediately obvious why she'd been chosen.
Yes.
And it wasn't because if you're not familiar with the dark tones and it's not immediately obvious. That's why I think why a lot of people pushed against it. But I have hope for this.
Honestly, like his videos, when I would see them, they were very like the earlier ones were also like very Illuminati-ish. And they always had like that dark tone. So I could see where they're pulling from. But it's, I don't know. I'd rather have this over Billie Eilish. I'll say that much.
I would have rather have had Billie Eilish, to be fair.
I can't stand her.
That's fair
Really?
enough.
Oh, yeah.
I think Billie Eilish would have pulled in a whole lot more people.
I agree.
Yeah, Jade's a fan.
My issue is the IPs this year aren't great. So if we go by the last spec map, it's going to be 4 IPs and 6 originals, which I'm all about.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yes.
Absolutely. Especially if the prison one is a Hellgate prison sequel or prequel, I'll be well into that. But you look at the 4 IPs, we've got the Universal Monsters, The Weeknd, Halloween, and the Blumhouse one. I'm excited for Blumhouse. I still haven't seen Black Phone. The Weeknd, after watching that video, it's kind of got me excited for it. Halloween, having not seen a Halloween house, I'm excited for that. But I'm not at a point where it's like 2015 when American Werewolf in London,
Yeah.
or Insidious, or
The hype
2019
there
when
was
it was
immense.
Ghostbusters. There was that one
Mhm.
house that
like
an
that
IP
drew everybody
house
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that I was excited for. That isn't there this year.
But on
But-
the flip side, being us, right, that we've gone many years, we follow this, we do all that kind of stuff. You know, for an actual Horror Nights fan, I think they're all just melting over having 6 originals, right? Because now you have
Oh yeah,
a bunch of wild cards that you don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, you can have some fantastic houses here without a single IP you've ever heard
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
And I
which
love this.
I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, because
Me too.
everybody's got to go in blind because nobody's got any preconceived ideas because you don't know what it is.
Yeah, well, you'll get the bump,
Mhm.
won't you, off the website,
Yeah,
and that's about it.
but-
But that doesn't tell you that much.
No.
I like this. I think it's more exciting. And do you know what? I actually think it would be great to see a year that was just entirely originals.
Well, I said this to
Yeah.
Tracy the other day. I think you're starting to see now, especially with Netflix pulling their deal out, and I've said this
So
for the
angry.
last few years, that there's only so many classic horror movies they can do. They've done most of the
Mhm.
classics in some capacity. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, yes, you could do one for each of the movies and stuff, but they've done each one,
Yeah, but
like
they did
Halloween
that with
and
Walking Dead and
Nightmare on
got
Elm
old
Street and
quick.
stuff like that. They've done the most of those major ones at some capacity. You start dipping into like big horror. Hellraiser's a big one that hasn't been there. Scream, but other than that, there isn't really anything that they haven't done multiple iterations of at this point. So you're either getting to a point where they've done what they've done. So you start getting a Ghostbusters, a Beetlejuice, a Weekend, something like that that's completely out of the box, or you're going back to those years when there wasn't IPs there and it is all originals. I could see us getting to the point in the next 5 years where those IPs become less and less and the originals become more of what Horror Nights is about, because they realise that they need to have some IPs there to drag those people in who don't know what Horror Nights is, but they're realising that those first time visitors are few and far between now, and the people coming are Horror Nights fans.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I think their fan base, like you said, is just so strong that does Universal really need to draw in more people for Horror Nights? I mean, it's already
no.
slammed
No, thank you.
I think
all the
people
time, right? So
Yeah.
I don't want them to come, right? So, they don't need to have that like big IP thing, although I would have given my kidneys for a Vecna
Yes.
walk around character,
Yeah.
something like that would have killed. But yeah, they don't really need to do that.
And it saves them a lot of money not doing that.
Yeah, that's very true.
But they're a company, aren't they? They need to make more money every year and pushing things like it's strange that this year Stranger Things was probably the most horror based it's been, and you're not going to get to see it at the
Yeah.
event.
So sad. But the rumor is that I guess Universal's on a rocky relationship with Netflix for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah, it's been doing the rounds for about 6 months that it probably wasn't going to happen this year. I wonder why.
I don't know, because they were jamming there for a little while.
Well, yeah, I think they've had
Mhm.
2 years of Stranger Things, The Haunting of Hill House, and then there was rumours of
Fear
Midnight-
Street.
Yeah, Fear
Mhm.
Street, Midnight Mass, and then Stranger Things this year. It's strange how
Mm-hmm.
All of that just disappeared.
somebody probably somebody off, like
Maybe.
2 high execs.
Yeah.
I do know that bug house is freaking a lot of people out at this
Not
point.
me. I can't wait. Thing is, this is something that
That's
might
gonna be
actually
cool.
make me creeped out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if the centipedes and millipedes, they're the things I really hate. They will creep me out. So this is like
we
hell,
might
I could
actually get to hear Tracy scream in
Yeah.
a house.
Our
Listen
oldest,
carefully.
like, I'm not going through it. If there are spiders in it, I'm not going. You can go through it first
Uh-huh.
and let me know if the spiders. If the spiders, I ain't going through it.
There'll be spiders.
And we've just said, yeah, no, we just said we'll go through and say, no, there's no spiders in it, and just get him to freak out, and then he'll never go through it again. He'll never trust us again. will he? Jade,
Well, they'll at
Jade,
least-
are you
Built in
going
they're-
through
Florida,
the
it's just going to be a
book
bunch of roaches, man.
There'll at least
I
be
used
a
to
bunch of
breed
Smith
roaches.
hanging, and it'll feel like spiders. So
Exactly.
Jade sat here with us now, and I've just asked her if she's going to go through it, and the look on her face was like, I want to, but I don't
She's going
want
through
to.
it. She's going through it.
But yeah, that's genuinely, like, it's genuinely something that a lot of people have phobias about, and they've never really done a house before that's proper phobia centric, and this is going to be it. I I hope it doesn't go in a bad way where they have a lot of people like properly freaking out and people passing out and stuff, because potentially you can do, and it could hurt them in a bad way. What, people passing out?
Yeah.
So if they ended up doing phobia houses, what would be your worst house?
Oh, claustrophobic, like an enclosed space house.
Okay. What you guys?
An alcohol ban is like prohibition. A prohibition house.
No! Tear just ran out.
It's literally just a black corridor that gets to a bar, and when he gets to the bar, we only serve soft drinks, sir.
Milk or water?
The claustrophobia type thing, that I think that would do it a little bit for me. There was that house that literally you had to like walk through. I forgot which one. It's a while back, but it was just like two blown up walls, and you're just.
I love those.
It's funny. I'm claustrophobic, and they don't bother me.
I didn't enjoy that very much.
It's like being
It
born.
didn't scare me. I just didn't enjoy it.
Mine would be if they could simulate drowning. Like, obviously I can't drown, but I mean
you can.
A house where it is all about death underwater. I think that would really creep me. Like, I'm one of those people that it gives me the willies when I see like a sunken ship.
Really?
One of my biggest fears is drowning.
Did you go through La Llorona then?
No.
Oh, there you go. That might
I
have
wasn't
freaked you
there when
out
I
then.
was there.
No, but it's been in the last few years. When was La Llorona at? Chris, La Llorona's been there, hasn't
wasn't
it?
So it was
Before our last trip.
it was before my time.
Wasn't it a year or 2 years
Or was
before
it
we were
only
last
at
there?
Hollywood?
I don't remember a La Llorona house.
So you've all got like proper fears. Mine just makes me look like an idiot. If you did a house of feet, that'd be me vomiting.
Oh, gross.
And if
You
it
know
was
what? You're right.
and if it was sand as
was-
well, I mean, which is just basically a walk on the beach. That is my idea of a
23.
nightmare.
That's your whole
Yeah,
Sand.
23.
Yeah. So it is before Michelle's time. Yeah, it was at Halloween Horror Nights
Yeah.
23. Yeah, I
He's
didn't
not even
realise it was
listening to
that
me.
long ago.
I mean, I'd go through it, but I would have a hard time.
Well, Dead Man's Wharf may be up your alley with
You didn't
drowning.
name it, did you?
No,
But
Yeah.
I don't think they're drowning.
it might be.
The
It's a
wharf
wharf.
is above.
It's not Dead Man's Wharf,
Yeah.
though, is it? It's Dead Man's... I don't know now.
It is Dead Man's Wharf.
No, it's not. On the spec map, it's not Dead Man's Wharf. It's
So
Dead...
they're already
it's
they're already
Dead
drowned.
Man's... Where's spec... Oh, no. I thought they changed it.
Drowning Dead Man. I'm looking at the latest one here, and I see
Yeah,
Dead
you're right.
Man's
It
Wharf.
is. I thought they... Oh, no, it was the one on the back of the shirt. The shirt release wasn't Dead Man's Wharf. So did you see the T-shirt that was doing the rounds with the houses on the
No.
back? You haven't seen it?
No.
I
Nope.
posted it in the Producers Club. So apparently it's legit because the Weeknd's not on there because apparently he didn't want his stuff to be on the shirt. And The Evil Dead isn't on there because apparently that got pulled at the last minute. Because that's why Horror Night Nightmares released their fourth spec map because of that T-shirt coming out. Dead Man's Pee, A Winter's Wake is apparently
Dead
on
Man's
the
Pee?
Dead Man's Pier.
Here.
Winter's Wake is what's on. If that T-shirt back is
Winter's
to
Wake.
be believed.
So-
To be
Oh,
believed.
Pier Wharf. It's still above
Yeah, I
water.
think it's about the same thing.
So a cold house.
Yeah, Winter's
Like
Wake.
Yeti.
That'd be cool. Oh, I hope so.
So wave
Winter's
sounds and spray and stuff like that.
That would
Cold.
be.
Yeah.
That looks
Yeah.
to be
I'm
awesome.
okay with water. I just don't want to feel like I'm drowning.
Wait, no. Piers are on beaches and beaches have feet. And no, now it's going to be my nightmare.
Beaches have feet.
You weren't listening when I was talking about my phobias. So
Right.
balls to you.
Anyway,
All right. Well, if you guys want to
Enough
hear
fighting.
more Halloween Horror Nights, go over to Rush of Fear. We went into depth about all of the tickets that were just released, and Maddie and Kenneth discussed their opinions on the release of the Weeknd House. So make sure you check that out when you get a chance.
I haven't listened to it yet.
Of course you haven't.
What do you mean, of course I haven't? I normally listen day of release, thank you very much.
Mhm.
Someone has to be quality control.
of my podcast.
Really?
You have to quality control somebody else's podcast.
Remember the UUOP network it's under?
And
Who
your,
made that term?
I mean, Kenneth, to be fair.
and your stellar
Yes, okay.
editing skills yourself.
Yeah, true.
All right, we're wrapping this up before we go down a wormhole again. So to wrap up another UUOP, we're going to do so with a Universal Is, and this one comes from Carrie McGuire Dishman. But of course, if you would like to get involved, just let us know what you think Universal is in 3 words or less, and send them to podcast@uuopodcast.com, or however you want to get them to us. But for this episode, Carrie says Universal is home. Catch you later.
That was another episode of the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast, the best and only podcast about Universal Orlando on the island. Check us out on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. For all the podcasts, news, and articles, check out our blog at uuopodcast.com. Send us your questions, comments, and listener debate submissions to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Join the Producers Club by emailing us at uuopproducers@gmail.com. Listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, for all your other theme park news. So until next time, this is Amity 6. Call off the Marines. We're coming home.